Chapter 1. The Power of a Pause. In a small, quiet town, there lived a boy named Ayan. He was active and friendly. He liked to talk. He liked to share his ideas. But he had one weakness. He spoke too quickly. He did not stop to think. Words came out of his mouth as soon as they entered his mind. Sometimes his words were funny. Sometimes they were smart. But many times they were careless. He did not understand that quick words can cause deep pain. At school, Ayan was known as a talkative boy. During class, he answered questions before the teacher finished asking them. When friends shared their opinions, he interrupted them. He believed he was confident. He believed he was honest. But honesty without thought can sound rude. One day, his best friend Bilal brought a handmade model for a science project. He worked on it for many days. He was proud of his effort. With a bright smile, he asked Ayan, "What do you think?" Ayan looked at it for only a second. Without thinking, he said, "It looks weak. It may fall." The words were sharp. Bilal's smile slowly faded. He said nothing, but his eyes showed sadness. Ayan did not notice. He moved on to another topic. For him, it was a small comment. For Bilal, it was a big wound. The same habit followed Ayan everywhere. At home, his younger sister tried to help him arrange his books. She placed them in the wrong order. Ayan quickly said, "You always make mistakes." His voice was loud. His words were hard. His sister felt hurt. She quietly left the room. Later that evening, Ayan saw her sitting alone. He felt something strange in his heart. But quap the roof betad kel. He began to wonder why people became silent after he spoke. Days passed, and small problems continued. Friends started sharing less with him. His sister stopped offering help. Even his parents advised him to speak softly, but Ayan did not fully understand the reason. He believed that speaking fast showed intelligence. He believed that quick answers showed strength. He did not know that true strength is control. One afternoon, his grandfather called him to sit in the garden. The sun was setting. The air was calm. His grandfather was a wise man. He spoke slowly and listened carefully. He asked Ayan, "Do you know why people sometimes feel hurt?" Ayan replied quickly, "Because they are too sensitive." His grandfather smiled gently and said, "Or maybe because others speak without thinking." The old man picked up a small cup of tea. He filled it to the top and said, "Walk with this cup across the garden." Ayan tried to walk quickly. The tea spilled. His grandfather then said, "Now walk slowly and carefully." This time Ayan moved with focus. The tea stayed inside the cup. His grandfather looked at him and said, "Your words are like this tea, King. When you rush, they spill and make a mess. When you move with care, they stay controlled." These simple words touched Ayan deeply. For the first time, he saw his habit clearly. He realized that he often spoke without care. He did not think about the feelings of others. His grandfather continued, Before you speak, pause for a moment. Ask yourself 3 simple questions. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it helpful? If the answer is yes, then speak. If not, wait. That night, Ayan could not sleep easily. He remembered Bilal's sad face. He remembered his sister's silence. He felt regret. He understood that words once spoken cannot return. They travel forward. They leave marks. Some marks are good. Some are painful. He decided to change. The next morning at school, he got his first test. Bilal showed him a new drawing for art class. Ayan felt the old habit pushing him to speak quickly. But he remembered the cup of tea. He paused. He looked carefully. He thought about Bilal's effort. Then he said gently, "I like the design. Maybe you can add more color here to make it brighter." Bilal smiled again. This smile was real and warm. Marayan felt proud of himself. A small pause made a big difference. Throughout the day, he practiced this new habit. When he wanted to interrupt someone, he stopped himself. When he felt angry, he took a deep breath. It was not easy. His tongue wanted to move fast, but his mind reminded him to slow down. Slowly, he began to notice change. Conversations became smoother. Friends listened to him more. His sister smiled at him again. Ayan learned that silence is not weakness. Silence is wisdom. A pause gives space for thought. Thought gives birth to better words. Better words create better relationships. He realized that speaking is not only about expressing yourself. It is also about respecting others. By the end of that week, Ayan felt different. He felt calmer. He felt more mature. He understood that thinking before speaking is not just a habit. It is a skill. It is a sign of strength. And this small lesson, taught in a quiet garden with a cup of tea. In a quiet garden with a cup of tea became the first step toward a better life. Chapter 2. Words can build or break. After learning the lesson from his grandfather, Ayan continued to practice the power of a pause. The change did not happen in one day. It took effort. It took patience. But slowly, people began to see a difference in him. He was still friendly. He was still confident. But now he was careful. His words were softer. His tone was calmer. He was learning that speech is a responsibility. One day at school, the teacher divided the class into groups for a big project. Each group had to prepare a presentation. Ayan was chosen as the group leader. In the past, he would have felt proud and excited. He would have given quick orders. He would have spoken without listening. But this time, he decided to lead differently. In his group, there were 4 students. Each had a different idea. One wanted to create a chart. Another wanted to prepare slides. The third wanted to act out a small scene. At first, everyone started talking at the same time. The room became noisy. Ayan felt the old habit rising inside him. He wanted to shout and control the situation. But he stopped. He took a deep breath. He remembered the cup of tea. He raised his hand and said calmly, "Let us listen to one person at a time." His voice was steady. The group became quiet. He asked each member to share their idea clearly. He listened carefully. He did not interrupt. After hearing everyone, he said, "All ideas are good. We can combine them." The group agreed happily. For the first time, Ayan felt the power of thoughtful leadership. As days passed, Ayan noticed something important. When he listened more, people respected him more. When he spoke kindly, people responded kindly. He realized that words are like seeds. If you plant angry words, you grow anger. If you plant kind words, you grow friendship. One afternoon, a small misunderstanding happened. A classmate accused Ayan of not completing his part of the project. The accusation was not true. Some students began to whisper. In the past, Ayan would have reacted quickly. He would have spoken loudly to defend himself. But now he chose a different path. He paused. He looked at the classmate calmly and said, "Let us check the work together." His voice was polite but firm. They opened the file and reviewed it. The truth became clear. Ayan had done his work properly. The classmate felt embarrassed. But Ayan did not insult him. He simply said, "It is okay. Mistakes happen." This simple sentence saved the friendship. It also saw increased Ayan's respect in the class. At home, his relationship with his family also improved. His sister once broke his favorite pen by mistake. She was afraid to tell him. She expected anger. But when she finally spoke, Ayan listened quietly. Coke. He paused before replying. He said, "It is only a pen. Do not worry." His sister smiled with relief. That day, trust between them became stronger. Ayan also learned that thinking before speaking helps in controlling anger. Anger is fast. It pushes words out quickly. But wisdom is slow. It waits. Mamachan Pomian, Wist Talasti, waits. One evening, a neighbor blamed Ayan for making noise near his house. The blame was unfair. Ayan felt upset. His heart beat faster. But he remembered his grandfather's lesson. He spoke calmly and explained the truth. The neighbor understood. The problem ended peacefully. Through these experiences, Ayan understood a deep truth. Words have power. They can destroy years of friendship in one moment. They can also heal pain in one sentence. Many people speak to win arguments, but wise people speak to build understanding. Ayan began to observe others too. He saw how some students hurt each other with jokes. They called it fun, but the person who was laughed at felt pain. Ayan decided not to join such talk. Instead, he chose to encourage others. When someone answered wrong in class, he did not laugh. He said, "Good try." His small kindness created a positive environment around him. His teachers also noticed the change. One teacher said, "Ayan, you have become more mature." These words filled him with pride. It was not loud. It was quiet and strong. Ayan realized that thinking before speaking does not mean staying silent all the time. It means choosing the right words at the right time. It means understanding that once words leave your mouth, you cannot take them back. They leave a mark on the heart. By the end of the school year, Ayan was known as a calm and reliable student. His friends trusted him with their secrets. His teachers trusted him with responsibilities. All this change began with one simple habit: pause, think, and then speak. He understood that building strong communication is like building a house. It needs a strong foundation. That foundation is thought. Without thought, words are weak. With thought, words become powerful tools for peace, respect, and success. Chapter 3. The Strength of Self-Control. As Ayan moved to college, life became more serious. People had stronger opinions. Discussions were deeper. Arguments were common. Many students wanted to prove they were right. They spoke loudly. They interrupted each other. They tried to win. Ayan observed all this carefully. He remembered how he once behaved the same way. But now he carried a new habit inside him. He carried the habit of pausing. In his first semester, he joined a debate club. It was a place where students shared ideas on different topics. The room was always full of energy. Sometimes it was peaceful. Sometimes it was tense. During his first debate, Ayan felt nervous. His heart beat fast. He wanted to speak quickly before someone else took his point, but he controlled himself. He listened to others fully. He took notes. He waited for his turn. When his name was called, he stood up slowly. He paused for a second. The room became quiet. Then he spoke in a clear and calm voice. He shared his ideas step by step. His sentences were simple. His tone was respectful. He did not attack anyone. He only explained his point. When someone disagreed, he did not get angry. He replied with patience. After the debate ended, many students came to him. They said, "You speak with balance." The club leader appreciated his calm style. That day, Ayan realized that thinking before speaking gives confidence. College life also brought new friendships. He met people from different cities' backgrounds. Everyone had different habits. Sometimes misunderstandings happened. Once, one of his classmates thought Ayan was ignoring him. The classmate felt hurt and became distant. In the past, Ayan might not have cared, but now he believed in clear communication. He went to his classmate and said, "I feel something is wrong. Can we talk?" He listened carefully. He did not interrupt. He understood that the problem was only a misunderstanding. Then he explained calmly. The issue was solved in minutes. This small act saved their friendship. Ian learned that many problems grow because people speak without thinking or remain silent, without explanation. As time passed, Ian also started working part-time in a small office. There he saw how careless communication creates stress. Some coworkers sent short and rude messages. Some complained loudly. Small issues became big conflicts. Ian decided to stay different. Before sending any message, he read it twice. He removed harsh words. He made sure his tone was polite. This simple habit saved him from many problems. Funkel? One day his manager asked him to handle a difficult client. The client was angry. He spoke loudly on the phone. He blamed the company for delays. Ian listened quietly. He did not interrupt. He allowed the client to finish. Then he paused. He spoke slowly and clearly. He said, "I understand your concern. Let me check the details and find a solution." His calm voice slowly reduced the anger on the other side. Rude sewers. By the end of the call, the client thanked him. His manager later said, "You handled the situation well because you did not react. You responded." This sentence stayed in Ian's mind. There is a difference between reacting and responding. Reaction is quick and emotional. Response is thoughtful and controlled. Thinking before speaking turns reaction into response. Ian also learned something deeper. When we pause before speaking, we also understand ourselves better. We become aware of our emotions. We notice anger, fear, or excitement. This awareness helps us choose better words. It gives us control over our tongue. And when we control our tongue, we control our life. One evening, Ian visited his grandfather again. They sat in the same garden where the lesson first began. Ian shared his experiences. "King?" His grandfather listened with a gentle smile. Then he said, "You have learned well. Remember, wise speech is not about speaking less. It is about speaking right." Ian looked around the garden. The air was peaceful. He realized how much his life had changed because of one simple habit. He was not perfect. Sometimes he still made mistakes. But now he corrected them quickly. He apologized when needed. He reflected on his words. Growth became his daily practice. He understood that thinking before speaking builds strong relationships. It builds trust. It builds leadership. It also builds inner peace. Kang? When words are chosen with care, the heart feels light. There is no regret. There is no guilt. As Ian continued his journey, he shared this lesson with others. He told younger students, "Take a breath, pause for a moment, think clearly, then speak kindly." Many listened. Some practiced. Slowly, the habit spread. Kim? The story of Ian shows a simple truth. Words are powerful tools. They can open doors. They can close hearts. A small pause can protect friendships.